Kiah, thank you so much for joining me today on Athletes Unplugged. I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thanks for squeezing me in your busy schedule.
Yeah, everybody's busy schedules in quarantine of not doing much. But you're zooming
Right.
in from Turkey, playing abroad with EuroLeague women, and they're doing a condensed season, obviously because of COVID, where they're playing what they're calling hubs of games packed into a couple of days. So, will you be able to go home this Christmas, or are you spending it abroad?
Nope, I'll be abroad again. This is my 6th year overseas, and I haven't been able to go home for Christmas the past 6 years, so it's tough. It is. But, it's a lifestyle I chose, and I'd rather do this than sit in office, so I definitely can't complain.
I hear you. So, what is Christmas meal in Turkey going to look like for you?
So here's the thing, I'm not the best cook, right? So luckily, like I'm in Istanbul, right? It's a really big city. Fortunately for us, there's three teams, women's teams that are in Istanbul. So usually on Thanksgiving and Christmas, all the Americans from those teams kind of just make a little potluck. And so I just bring like one little appetizer, but then like the real cooks bring, the main meal. So even my first couple years, we had someone who's had a guest flying over for Christmas, so they brought like a couple hams from the States because they don't sell ham out here. But usually we have, chicken, greens, salad, cornbread, a lot of the normal stuff we have, but it's because the Americans make it. But I'm not
Right.
one of them.
So, what is on your Christmas list this year?
Oh, my Christmas list. Well, I really had two things on my list, and I really got both of them. So my mom was actually out here 2 weeks ago before our most recent EuroLeague bubble, and so she got me some new earrings that I definitely don't even have in right now, which is unfortunate. And then she got me a new iPad as well. So I'm like very, very happy. My old iPad, she said it was too old, and I know better than to have one that's like 7 years old. So I was like, oh, okay, thank
Okay.
you. And I'm currently using it right now, so it's going to good use. Thank you, Mom.
Perfect. Perfect. This is our Christmas episode. And I love to know, is there a Christmas gift from your childhood that really sticks out as like one of the best Christmases that you had, or one of those gifts that you like never forget?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. It's not really that tough. I just remember one year when I was really little, my dad got me a bike and I loved it. It was like my first ever bike. And I was so happy. I tried to ride it in his living room. I don't know why. And then we finally took it outside and I was practicing. My brother had baseball practice. And so I was just outside, not baseball. Well, it was indoor. So yeah, it was. But I was in the little indoor area trying to ride it and I kept crashing into things. And my dad will never let me live that down. So thanks
So
for
when
that
you're
gift.
yeah, when you're not in Turkey, you're back home in the States, you're with the New York Liberty, who you've been with since 2015. So do you consider yourself a New Yorker yet?
I do. I really do. And
Nice.
it's so funny because anytime someone asks me where I'm from, I always say, do you really want to know? Or where I, see myself. And they're like, no, where are you from? I'm like, oh, New York. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, I can see that. I was like, no, I'm just playing. I'm from Iowa. They're like, what? But it's really funny. And one of my best friends, Bria Harley, who was also, I went to school with her at UConn. She was on New York a couple years with me. And we played overseas together too. One year we were on the same team, and then last year she was on another team in Istanbul. So one of my really good friends, she's from New York, and she was like, "Oh yeah, girl, we honor you. You're an honorary New Yorker." I was like, "Oh, perfect, I made it." So I rep New York and Iowa.
I gotta say, I
Yes.
am disappointed though that the Instagram show that started with you and Amanda Zowie B and Kiah Nurse, I know you guys get busy. Like, obviously, you've got a whole season to compete in, but you really left us hanging. What? We only had two, three episodes? What happened?
Yes. Listen, so here's my thing. I told Kia Nurse, I'm like, listen, are you sure you want to edit this? Because it's going to be a lot of work. Like, she's like, oh, no, I love doing this. It's fine. I was like, okay, you got it. And then it's really funny because ESPN was like, oh my gosh, we loved it. We could edit it for you. Da, da, da. She was like, no, I feel you won't make it as funny as I'll make it. So she was like, I think we really just want to do it for us. And then we made the first two episodes kind of before the season really got going. And then when it was game off, we kind of was just like, we're tired. We didn't have any content left. We were just like trying to make funny videos and we're just like, we're tired. We're going to sleep. So
So,
it was
where
kind
was
of
the
sad, but
lounge? Where was that?
it was in our it was in our apartment. So
Okay.
the way that was set up, you could either live in a hotel or live in a lounge or a lodge or a villa. So we got us three were in one of the lodges, and we was just like cracking up, taking these stupid videos, and we were just like, we should just record this, like make a reality show, like just kind of, talking crazy, just thought it was a joke. And she's like, no, we could just do it. And then she made the first episode as a joke. And then we were like, no, we got to post that. Like, that's, we look so stupid. It's so funny. And it was a hit. I really do wish we could have shown y'all a little more, because that was really how we act, like on a daily basis.
This past season, we saw you up your game with a 3-point prowess. Is Kiah Stokes a shooter now? I mean, like, what happened? So the statistic that I read is you only took 3 threes in your WNBA career leading up to this season. And then you took 83 in this season. What happened? That is crazy.
So this is what happened. We got a new coaching staff, right? In New York, and they just kind of want a fresh start and kind of just revamp the program because we didn't do well the past couple of years. So I meet them for the first time in Florida, and we're just in practice shooting, and they were just like, okay, so you can kind of shoot a little bit, huh? And I was like, I mean, I always could shoot like a little bit, but like I never would do it in a game. So our whole practices was like, we want to be more of a 3-point shooting team. And I was like, damn, I really got to shoot this in a game. But it was, the crazy part is we're doing all these drills, and I'm like, he said between me and Kiah Nurse and Zowie, we were the most, and Sabrina, before she got injured, we were like the most consistent shooters on the team. So any drill we're doing, I'm making my shots. And I'm just like hyping myself up because I'm a big kid, right? Like I talk a lot. I like to make jokes. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to pull up in transition, 3-pointer, it's gonna go in, just talking shit like that. And they're like, no, really, we need you to do that in a game. I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, just do it. Like, it's fine. I was like, nah, dude, like I need to be, a little close to the basket. He was like, no, like you can do it. You do it in practice. You do it in the scrimmages. Just do it in the game. So like my first couple of games, I was really, really nervous. And he was like, if you go 0 for 11, I want you to go 0 for 12 from the 3-point line. I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah, just get used to it. So that next year you'll be more comfortable shooting threes in the game. It'll be second nature. So I do respect him a lot for kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone and just getting me more used to it. But yeah, it was like it was a little scary at first. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to airball it. Like, that's like my worst fear is airballing on TV.
It's like the record scratch, and it's like, I'm not in the paint. It's like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Exactly. So that was like my biggest fear. But then by the end of the season, I was like, whatever, like just let it fly. And I mean, we had nothing to lose. Like our team was not good this summer. So like, why not?
Might as well pick up a new skill. And it's always so fun. Like when you pick up those skills where you don't really expect yourself to do, they almost feel so much better than the things that you're normally good at. Like it just feels so much more hype.
It was. And my teammates, I love them to death because they would hype me up so bad. When I made the first one, they went crazy on the bench. And I was like, oh, my teammates love me. It made me feel good.
Okay. I got some controversial questions for you. So I hope you're ready. I'm fire them off. First, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh my God. I feel like I've been asked this before. What did I say? I feel like no. No, yeah. No. Yeah. Because it's in between 2 buns, kind of.
Okay. All right. So if a hot dog is a sandwich, is cereal considered soup?
No, because it's just milk. Soup isn't just like, it's like milk with something in it. Soup isn't just like, oh, I guess it could be. Nah, it's not.
Okay. And my last one for you, is water wet?
Yeah. Right?
Listen, I hope the people in the comments, I don't need them coming for me on these controversial questions.
I mean, I feel like technically no, because water makes things wet, but like it's wet. Yeah, it's gotta be.
All right. That's all my controversial questions for you. That's actually all my questions for you today, Kiah. Thank you so much for coming on to Athletes Unplugged and letting me ask you all the hard-hitting questions.
Yes, thank you for having me. This was fun. I really enjoyed it.
I know you're going to be in Turkey throughout the holidays. So just want to say Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to all of our AU fans for tuning in this week. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Thanks, guys.